Hey guys, what's up? It's Howtoschooler or Jordan here. Today we're hitting you up with a third episode of 1UP Weekly. Unfortunately, the lonely nerd couldn't be here yet again for the same exact fucking reason. Pretty funny, right? He's only in one episode. He's supposed to be in all of them. But yeah, today we're going to go through some of our favorite systems and give you our top 5 games through all of them. And, if you like this anytime, like, comment, subscribe, everything like that. And if you want early access to this, it comes out every Saturday, but normally uploads the night before on SoundCloud, depending on when we have it done and everything. And if you're already on SoundCloud, I love you. Today I'm here with my boy Clayton.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, so I guess first I'm going to go with the NES. I'll just read out my 5 games. At number 5, I have Ghosts and Goblins. I chose this one because it is one of the fucking hardest games you'll ever play. I think I got to level 2 like once. And there's lots of cool power-ups. It's really confusing, and, it's in a never-ending loop. Did you ever play Ghosts and Goblins?
Actually, no, I didn't.
Really?
I never played that one.
I have that right over there, so we can change that after this.
Okay.
At number 4, I have Punch-Out! Featuring Mr. Dream. To me, this is just one of those classic games that everyone should really play. It's got the classic arcade vibe, and, it's hard as hell to beat, like all old games, and any game that I really like. But it provides a challenge, and it's a really fun game.
You know you can actually fight your trainer in that game, but it's like on the Wii version.
Can you really?
Yeah, it's like a DLC or something.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty funny. Do you wear the pink jumpsuit?
Yeah.
And at number 3, I have Super Mario. I chose this just because, it's a classic. It came with a lot of the NESs, and it just... I mean, it kind of set a standard for a lot of platformers.
Which warp zone do you always use at the beginning?
Oh, I don't use the warp zone. I go in raw, dog.
Come on,
I go in
man.
raw. At number 2, I have Zelda 2: Link's Adventure.
That's a good one.
This is the hardest Zelda game I've ever played.
Really?
What game is harder?
I don't know.
By the way,
Maybe you're right.
Yeah, there's a lot of Zelda bias in this. Just a warning. But no, Link's Adventure, just the last dungeon alone took me so long. Like, it's so good that you don't have to go back to it, because Death Mountain sucked. I would have given up on that game. And at number 1, I actually have, this is just more out of sentiment than anything, Double Dragon 2. It was just a great game. I grew up playing it with my grandpa, and it's a really fun, beat 'em up sort of style game.
I played that in an arcade once, if you've ever heard of those.
They kind of have gone out of style.
They really have.
Okay, what are your top 5 NES games?
Alright, starting at number 5, Goonies 2. This game is a classic. It came out in Japan first. Goonies 1 was a movie, Goonies 2 was the video game.
I actually did not know this was a thing, by the way.
It is. And then number 4, Excite Bike. Oh my gosh, this dirt bike game was awesome. You can make your own tracks, and you could race against other AI. It was really fun. Number 3, Contra. The Konami code.
Even with the 90 or whatever lives they
30,
give you,
I think.
It gives you a lot.
It's either 30 or 25.
Yeah, something like that. Even with all those lives, it's still so hard.
I've never beaten it, but my dad has, because he's good at video games. Number 2, River City Ransom. This game is really fun. You walk around, and it's a sort of a 2D beat 'em up game, sort of like the Ninja Turtles game, except in this you can use the weapon, or I don't know. And Ninja Turtles can use weapons like whips and stuff.
No, you have the weapons that the turtles have, like Donatello has the staff and everything.
Well, in this you can
that should be in the honorable mentions. That's a great game.
It really should. In this you can pick up chains and whips and go around and beating up bad guys and getting money and then going to buy food to restore you. And then, of course, number 1, Super Mario Bros. 2. This game is really fun. I played it a lot on the NES, but I also played it a lot on the Game Boy in the car going across the country. So I have a lot of fond memories of this game.
Yeah, all those hidden mushrooms you find
All those
out
hidden mushrooms, yep.
Wonder how we got to Dreamland. So, next, I have Super Nintendo. Some of our lists differ on some of the consoles because we know some of them better. We wanted to talk about games we were comfortable talking about that we actually knew about, so we weren't talking out of our asses. Mm-hmm. So I have Super Nintendo, and you actually don't have anything for that, right?
No, I didn't even try.
Okay, for Super Nintendo, first I have Donkey Kong Country, just because This game is so highly appraised. It's a really fun game. The graphical style to it is so weird for its time, and even in general.
Diddy Kong's better.
Oh yeah, Diddy Kong kicks ass. I just Donkey Kong Country. So next I have Super Mario Bros. This is actually another one of the games that I grew up playing. I never even realized it until I started collecting all the classic consoles again. Probably like 4 years ago. I got my Super Nintendo. I completely forgot about this game. I just pulled it out of the box and I was like, holy shit, I remember this. And it's just a really good game. I like the style of it. Like just something about it feels different from the other Mario games. That's something I really appreciate when they go away from it, but that it still works.
Yeah.
And at number 3, I have Zelda 3: A Link to the Past. I honestly wanted to put this higher on the list, but I was trying to be unbiased about it and rank it on the actual game quality.
Oh boy, more Zelda.
And it's in almost every Nintendo one I have.
Yeah.
But no, A Link to the Past was just a really fun game. It's long as fuck, really.
It is.
I actually never beat it because I got towards the end. I had about 3 dungeons left, and it corrupted. I lost my save. Another reason it's not number 1. But no, it's just a fun game. It's really long with the whole overworld, underworld dungeons and everything. And number 2, I have NBA Jams, just because it must be the shoes.
It must be.
And NBA Jams is just such a classic game, and I had it on my phone for a while. It's just really fun to mess around on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of a wacky sort of out there sort of thing. And number 1, I have Super Metroid. That's because Super Metroid, it set the tone for a lot of things. Like, Metroid as a whole, like the franchise, is something that Nintendo has actually, like, not overproduced and made crappy. Like, there hasn't really been a bad Metroid game.
Wow.
There have been, like, some of the Prime games were a little iffy with some fans just because of the perspective changes they added. But there were generally none that people just flat out hated.
Mm-hmm.
And Super Metroid took everything from the first Metroid, which didn't quite make my list, and just improved upon it and kept it dark and awesome and platformy. So you can go with your N64 first. So
Alright, starting at number 5, the Mission Impossible game. This game is really fun. I think in this one you had like 3 different characters, but once they died, that character was out. And that's a really fun game. For number 4, Command and Conquer. This is an awesome game. It led up to a great series. And I still play Command and Conquer 3, a good bit. For number 3, Super Mario 64.
Classic.
The open world Mario, pretty much. Getting all those 128 stars?
Yeah, and all the paintings, and there's just so much to do in that game.
It's a very big game. And then for number 2, Mario Kart 64. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Bowser Castle. It's a rough life.
Definitely.
Yes, I played a lot of that with my brother and my dad. It's a fun game. For number 1, of course, GoldenEye.
See, I'd actually never played much GoldenEye, which is kind of why it slipped past my list. Because as you saw, I just pulled out my N64 and went through my favorite games. But I think I played GoldenEye once. I know it's such a good game. But
It doesn't really. I think it doesn't age well, but I had awesome memories with that. Oh man.
You don't think it quite holds up?
No, but I mean the memories. It's still a fun game.
Yeah. So for my N64, I had number 5 was Kirby 64: The Crystal Shards. And I know this was kind of a smaller Kirby game. Like, I don't think it's as well known as some of the other ones. It's just the fact that I grew up playing this game. I remember getting it from my dad's friend, and it was just a big deal. So next I had Super Mario 64, of course. And like I said, that game, there's just so much to do when you like race the penguin and you go and you fight Bowser, and just there's a lot to that game, and they stepped up with it. And for number 3, I had Banjo-Tooie. And honestly, the only reason I have both Banjo and Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. And I hope they make a new game with that. We were talking about that earlier. There has been rumors. But yeah, Banjo-Tooie was just a really fun game. They improved upon Banjo-Kazooie. They made it a little more open-ended and everything. Like, you could go around more and sort of open-world style. And pretty sure there was actually... No, never mind. I was gonna say there's a Matrix Easter egg, but I'm pretty sure that came out before the Matrix.
Yeah, it did.
I don't know where the fuck I got that from. But the next two for me were pretty close. Number 2 was Star Fox 64.
That's a good one.
Honestly, it'd be higher on my list. It's just the fact I got it later. Like, it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, this is supposed to be a classic, and I went out and bought it. And oh my gosh, that game is so much fun. At first I sucked ass and I couldn't get past the second stage. Now in nowhere I just went through and beat the whole game. On the easy route, of course. I'm still working on the hard. But that game is just it's a classic. And really, I never played the Super Nintendo Star Fox, and I heard they might make a new, like, real Star Fox game. I know there's one on GameCube with all the dinosaurs, but let's be
weird.
Yeah, it actually wasn't developed as a Star Fox game. It was a game about dinosaurs, and like whoever was in charge of Star Fox at the time was like, hey, we'll give you more funding if you put one of our mascots in and make up a bunch of bullshit that doesn't make sense.
Super Mario Bros. 2. Come on.
No, and then for the first one, I've, of course, Ocarina of Time, just because
Damn seeds.
it's what most people would say is the best Zelda game. Honestly, I have it tied for my first. Skyward Sword I just love that game. But Ocarina of Time, it's where Zelda really took off. It was the first 3D Zelda game. They started a lot of new things that kept going on with the series. It's where they set the standard for Zelda games, really. And it's just such a great game. I can play it over and over again. I just beat it again recently. So what do you have next? Do you have GameCube?
No, I skipped that one. I went straight to Xbox. You know, more my style.
Okay, well, I guess I'll do my next two. I only had 2 games for the Dreamcast, honestly, because I really only liked 2 games on the Dreamcast. Like, I had a ton of them, but there were 2 main ones I played, and the number 2 was the Spider-Man game on there. It was also on the N64. I can't remember the exact name of it. It was just a lot of fun, and
what about that South Park game?
Oh my gosh, Chef's Love Shack?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that one too.
We played that. That's fun.
It sucks.
It's so fun though.
No, the loading screens are like every 2 seconds and like 30 minutes long.
You're right. That's
and the
true.
questions, they don't make sense and have nothing to do with the show. And number 1, I have Sonic Adventures. This was probably the game I played the most out of anything when I was like up until age 5. Was that and like Ocarina of Time, really.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was little, I actually sold my copy of Ocarina of Time to GameStop. I made my mom go and find the same copy and buy it back.
Oh wow.
Or something like that.
That's
I ended up
excessive.
getting it back. Well, I'm glad I did now.
Yeah.
Probably lost about $10, but
Oh boy,
So-
$10.
Next, I have GameCube. For number 5, I have Super Smash Bros. Melee.
That's a
I was-
really fun one.
I know. I think some people are gonna be pissed off I didn't rank it higher. It's just that's where it landed with all the other games. A lot of this one was sentiment, like a lot of the other ones. Number 4 was no one's going to know this game. If you know this game, leave me a comment because I really want to meet someone who's actually played this. It's Tales of Symphonia or Symphonia. It's something like that. It's like a
Symphony.
Symphony.
Symphonia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was like one of those Japanese style produced games, and I mean it's like there's a lot of games like it now, and there was a second one on the Wii that kind of sucked. It was basically just there's something about some chosen girl named Colette, and you were a guy named Lloyd who got kicked out of his town, and you have these battles and everything. It's just a really fun game. I kind of fucked it up by using action replay and just cheating the hell out of it.
Like every
'Cause
Pokemon game.
Yeah, but I mean, it gets really hard.
Uh,
And, yeah, so number 3, I have The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
oh
I
boy.
was tempted to put this higher, but I just recently played through it again, and I did the Triforce charts,
Oh.
and it took me a good, like, week just to do that. So, yeah, I mean...
Loses some points.
Yeah, loses points there. Number 2, this one was hard. Number 2, I have Kirby Air Ride. And this was one of the games I just played the fuck out of. I actually punched... You know Daniel, right? I
Mhm.
punched him in the face because he stole my moped on City Trial once.
Wow.
Yeah, I knocked out his tooth. We were about 6 years old. Yeah, that was a very unpleasant conversation.
Hopefully it was a baby tooth.
Oh, it was.
Okay.
But no, this game's just so much fun. There's a lot to do with it, and it's just so fun to like try to unlock the Hydras and do all the different like achievements and everything on it. There's a lot to do with it, and it was really fun. I think it slipped by the radar for some people actually. I mean, if it did, sucks to suck. But a lot of people knew about it. It's a very popular game at the time. And number one, I have Super Mario Sunshine.
Never played it.
You never played Super Mario? Oh my
No.
gosh. The reason I put this as number one is, again, it's sentiment, but it's also a really quality game. It was a special Mario game. It was so different. They still don't have anything quite like it. And it was the first GameCube game I ever played. I remember going from N64 GameCube, I was just thinking to myself, like, the graphics.
Oh my god,
The
the
gra-
dog graphics.
I knew that was coming out. But, no, it was just such a drastic change for me. I played it at one of my grandmother's friend's house, which was kind of funny because she was old. But,
Yeah.
she was like my friend and sort of babysitter type person. And, her son-in-law had the GameCube. I got to play it real early on, and it was just so cool. I bought it myself. Well, my parents bought it for me. I used to
you
have,
did.
yeah, totally, 5 years old. And Chico from the neighborhood actually used to come and play that every single day at my house.
Oh, wow.
And so I just have a lot of memories of this game. It was a really quality game if you haven't played it.
Yeah.
So do you have what do you have next? You have the original Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us what you got for that.
All right, starting at number 5, Burnout Revenge. Probably my favorite racing game of all time. I spent so many hours playing this game, trying to take down other cars. Oh my gosh. The city on it was okay. The races were still really good though. All right, for number 4, Sonic Heroes.
Oh, I love this game.
This is still my favorite Sonic game, and I like Sonic. Oh, the 4 different teams that you could play as. I remember Amy Rose, her team was by far the easiest, and Sonic's.
Oh, that was the only one I actually beat was Amy's.
Yeah, like it took me so long to beat actual Sonics. Oh,
Because there's always levels that were way too high. Like in all old games, there's always the one level that was way harder than the rest.
yeah. Oh, darn you. For number 3, the original Counter-Strike. I actually have been playing this a lot recently on my computer, and it still holds up. It's still a really fun game. The hostages, that's probably my favorite game type.
Oh wait, no, that was a new Rainbow Six game. Is that what's coming out? Is there a new Counter-Strike?
Rainbow Six, I think.
Okay, but it was kind of like a Counter-Strike style is what I was thinking because it's a rescue the hostage thing.
Those are always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, okay, this is a snowboarding game called Amp Freestyle Snowboard. Oh, I have so many good memories of this game. We got it from actually one of my dad's friends, and this is it's like a 5-minute slope, and you just go down it and do a bunch of tricks, and it's so fun. And then
that was kind of like SSX on the GameCube.
yeah, and you just unlock different snowboards, and then you learn how to do all the different tricks and get bigger jumps and all that good stuff. Number 1, Call of Duty 2. All right,
I've actually never played this.
You must have never come over to my house then.
I never got into Call of Duty until probably. I mean, I played Modern Warfare 2 story a few times. I played it a little bit before. The first game I got really into was Black Ops.
Call of Duty 2, like, once we played it a lot on the Xbox, but then it got re-released on the Xbox 360, and we had people over all the time to play that game. It was awesome. And then, all right, that's all of my Xbox.
That's all you got for Xbox? I actually didn't do Xbox. I went more PS2 because that was just what I had. And for number 5, I had Soul Calibur 2, just because it is a quality fighting game. Have you ever played a Soul Calibur game?
Actually, I have.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Which one did you play?
Uh,
Was it like older or newer?
it was one of the older ones.
I was gonna say the older ones are a lot better. Like I actually liked 5. 5 got a lot of hate, but I actually really liked it. 4 was iffy, but Soul Calibur 2 is my favorite because it was on the PlayStation 2, and like me and my dad would just play the living fuck out of this, and you know, of course he'd always win because he's my father.
He's older.
He's me .10. I don't even fucking know. It's late at night. Don't judge me. So It's just a fun game. I'd always think there was these weird characters that you can unlock that actually didn't even fucking exist. Same thing with Super Smash Bros. Actually, I remember there'd always be those weird rumors before the internet really started. Like in Black Ops, someone told me to get the Thunder Gun on multiplayer. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah.
I was in the 8th grade and they had me going for a good fucking week. Like legit.
I think
I googled this like every day in class for a week.
I had it, like, I looked on the internet because I saw that too. It was like, actually, I thought it was a big thing. And then they tried to bring it back in zombies, and someone said you could get it in zombies. And I was like, what? No, you can't.
No, but someone told me you could get it like PvP multiplayer, like where you're fighting each other, not like zombies multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way you could do that. But anyway, so number 4 for the PS2, I have Naruto Ultimate Ninja 2. You see, I chose 2 just because I mean I played all of them. I have 1, 2, and 3, and I don't know if there's any after that to be honest. But I had almost every one of them on the PlayStation. And Ultimate Ninja 2 is just my favorite, just because I liked the story a lot more. That was before a lot of the Shippuden and all those characters got in. I just love Naruto. So, number 3, I got Shinobi, which to this day, I honestly don't know if it's a continuation of the old school Shinobi or anything like that. It was just a game my dad bought. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be part of that franchise. It was just really weird. Like, your sword is slowly killing you, and you have to kill the monsters, and if you don't, it'll start to, like, eat away at you.
Sounds like a pretty cool game. I've never played it.
I'll have to show it to you.
I want to now.
Yeah, it's a really fun game, and it has, like, big bosses, and it's just a cool old school PS2 game. And, yeah, I always thought I got really far in it when I was little.
But you
and
didn't.
No, I went back and played it recently. I was on stage 2. I couldn't beat the boss on stage 2 because my sword would kill me before I found out what to do. And yeah, I went back and played it. And I beat it on the first try.
Yeah.
That's always a fun thing. And the next 2 again was really hard, and I honestly chose sentiment over quality with this because number 2 I have Shadow of the Colossus. And I know people are going to be like, oh, what the fuck, you put this next game before that. Shadow of the Colossus is an amazing masterpiece of a game. Have you ever played it?
I actually only played, like, the first level.
Oh
Because
my
I was at a
goodness.
beach house, and I was like, well, this game looks good.
It is,
I
like,
couldn't figure it out.
it is one of the perfect games. Like, I would not change a thing about this. And I actually had it spoiled for me, which was disappointing.
Ooh, that's
But the reason I didn't rank it as high is, again, I got it later because I heard it was so good. So at number 1, I have Sly 3. And the Sly games they hold a special place in my heart. Like, no PS2 games can amount to Sly. I just played the hell out of these from, like, when they came out to, like, a year ago. I still,
Yeah, Vita.
yeah, I still need to go back and beat the 4th one, actually. It wasn't quite as good, but it was still a Sly game. It was still a fun game. And I just love the Sly, like, series. So next you have Xbox 360, I believe?
Yeah, I'm staying on the Xbox pad.
Sony.
I'm sorry. All right, for number 5, BioShock Infinite. All right, this game was honestly it was the best BioShock.
I
Like,
actually never played much of it. I watched
Oh.
Nathan play like half of it. I was tempted to buy it a few months ago just because I heard it was like one of those great
you can
games.
get it on Steam for like $5. It's really cheap.
I doubt any of my PCs can run that. I have a
yeah.
compact upstairs that couldn't handle my graphics card and a laptop that's good but not gaming.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh man, the Songbird, it was cool. It was good. Call of Duty 3. All right, this game was more like Battlefield in a way because I actually had vehicles and tanks, and it was really fun. Like Eater Dam, I played that map so much with my friends trying to get that M1 Grand grenade launcher kills. Ooh, it was hard. Like we would have all 4 people like using all the controllers, and then someone else would come, and then whenever you died, you had to give it up, and that was the worst feeling in the world because it was usually me because I was only like 7 years old.
yeah.
All right. For number 3, Scrim, or as you say, Skyrim, the 5th installment of the Elder Scrolls.
Gosh, I had 100 hours in that in like the first week.
I
That was bad.
didn't have that many in the first week, but on the computer, I did a lot of it offline, but I have at least like 200 hours on that
Oh
game.
my gosh, there's just so much to do. I know a lot of it's similar, and eventually it kind of gets tiring.
Mm-hmm.
But even after that, if you have it on PC, you can just mod it and have fun.
Oh my gosh, the PC mods are just crazy. Like making the dragons Thomas the Choo Choo engine. Like,
You can do.
yeah, you can do anything.
What the fuck?
Like you can make the giants Bin Laden, make them hold a plane. It's crazy. All right, for number 2, Halo 3. This game holds a special place in my heart.
I was honestly surprised you didn't put Halo 2 on there. I know you had it and changed it, but Halo 3 was a very quality game.
I played it so much.
That was the first M game I owned. I was
yeah.
like, Mom, let me buy it.
Most of my friends actually play like their first M games at my house. It was either this game or Call of Duty that they played first.
Yeah.
Like, man, Sand Trap with those big elephants.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, for number 1, Fallout 3.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this game. I wasn't allowed to play it at first because all the bad words in it. So I had to wait until I was like, I mean,
language.
language.
If you've seen the Avengers 2, you'll understand that. If not, go watch it.
I had to
or
wait.
my video. My video is better.
I had to wait till I was old enough, which old enough in my house was like 12. I had to wait till I was 12 to play this game. So all the DLC was like already out, and so I had the best time with this game. Especially, and the point was, you go straight to the alien ship. You do those quests first.
Oh,
then you
Mothership Zeta.
Yes, then you have all the strongest guns for the rest of the story, and you're good.
Yeah, Fallout 3 is a really good game.
I still have all that merch from it.
So, yeah, next I did PS3. I kind of sticked more Sony. I mean, honestly, besides exclusives, they're relatively similar.
Mm-hmm.
At number 5, I have Skate 3, just because it was such a fun game to just mess around on. I just spent countless hours mindlessly wishing I could skate in real life.
I played a lot of that at William's house.
Oh yeah, William.
Wait. Call me William.
Number 4, I have Oblivion, which I kind of picked that in part because you chose Skyrim. But honestly, I think Skyrim was really good. I played it more. Oblivion, I just felt there were some things that were better. Like, they were better done. Like
I did like the story in Oblivion.
Like,
more.
I like the story. I wish they had the arena. The dungeons feel a little bit different. Like, all the ones in Skyrim generally feel like you can tell, like, oh, this is a dwarf dungeon. Why? Because it looks like every other fucking dwarf dungeon.
Yeah.
Is this the same booby trap? Yeah, it is. Press X. And,
Oh, you're good.
yeah, Oblivion was just, for me, it felt like a better game. I mean, Skyrim, I waited like a year of hype for that game. Like, I was a mess just watching the YouTube videos and everything like that. But Oblivion it outdid it for me just a little bit, because Skyrim just had a few things that brought it down a peg.
I've only actually played Oblivion like a tiny bit on the computer. I keep wanting to play it, but then I just find
It's
something
so
new
good.
to do.
And honestly, Morrowind should be on this list. I'm just going to add that to the honorable mentions right now, because I really haven't played much of it, but Morrowind's supposed to be better than, like, all of them. I really want them to reskin Morrowind.
I own that, but I just haven't played it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to go and play that. Number 3, I have what, in almost everybody's opinion, I don't think that, you don't agree with this, do you? I have Assassin's Creed 2, which is, in my opinion, the best Assassin's Creed
I got it
game.
for free on Xbox, you know.
It's so good. I got it on free game, not free, like the big GameStop sale. They still do it now, I think, but it's not as good. It was like the big summer thing, and it was still $60. I got it for half price.
Dang.
I just remember it's so good. Like Assassin's Creed 1, when it came out, it changed a lot of things, added a lot of stuff that, like, before would have been kind of taboo. Like, I'm fucking jumping off a building and stabbing a guy through the neck.
That was a fun one.
Yeah.
Game.
But 2 just did it for me. Like, Ezio's the perfect character. Like, he's just so likable, and he's like, there's just so much going on with it. Wasn't Brotherhood your favorite?
I think so. Even though I went back and played it, and the story is like
Brotherhood
trash.
Story, I fucking hated the story. The gameplay was okay. I liked how they improved the combat with swords and everything.
Yeah, it was much easier.
Yeah, but I don't like easier though. I like hard games.
Well, I was like
genuinely hard.
10, so
Yeah, but
10 or 11. I don't know.
Brotherhood, I was way older than that. I was like I can't even remember. The first game came out when I was 10 or 11.
Oh, well, then again, I am younger than you.
Yeah. But Brotherhood, I didn't like it as much. The story was confusing. It was like, eh.
Revelations was okay.
Yeah, I actually really liked Revelations. A lot of people didn't like it just because Ezio was old. But like I said, 2 is just my favorite.
He's an old geezer.
So, again, this was actually hard for me with the top 2. I actually chose 2 for number 1. But for number 2, I have I've met one person that agrees with me on this. I'll be honest. I liked Fallout New Vegas better than Fallout 3. Fallout 3 was a good game and it was really well done. New Vegas just hit it home for me because I love the whole old Vegas style. I love the soundtrack. Just everything about it was good for me. I played it before I played Fallout 3 before, but I played a lot of New Vegas before I played a lot of Fallout 3. And it was like one of the best games I've ever played, to be honest. Like, there's just so much you could do. Like, I love the style, I love the guns.
The guns are cool.
I love the Mojave Wasteland. Like, sometimes I would start a new character and go get a sniper, and because I would get my lockpick up all the way and get the Gobi, I think, like that sniper, I would just hunt death claws at the very beginning and try to get to Vegas quicker.
Yeah, if you do that at the very beginning, you just skip to a high level.
Yeah. But for number 1, I have 2 games, and one of them is more so for sentiment and like story, and I hope they made another game because they were supposed to for the PS4. But that was Mafia 2. Did you ever play Mafia 2?
No, I saw it here a couple of times, but I never got it.
It was just such a fun game. Like, the story, it was just so good. Like, I just loved it. I don't know why. I must love like the whole mob, old school Italian, like just anything to do with the 30s through 60s.
Yeah, give me some pizza.
That's probably why I collect records. But and then I had that tied with The Last of Us, just because honestly, The Last of Us is a masterpiece. The story is moving, it's exciting, the gameplay is like nice and crisp, it's really fun, and a lot of story-driven games aren't as big as they should be nowadays. Like, a lot of times games are more so like Call of Duty every year, shoot a guy in the dick, like whatever, gale up a level. Like, gaming has pretty much just become one big cliche, I think. And I mean, obviously I play into the cliche. I liked these games. I just really love story-driven games, and this is one that really hit it home to everyone. So yeah. And for honorable mentions, I did have Fallout 3 because
That's a good game.
it's Fallout. Then I have Pokemon Coliseum for the GameCube just because it's such a fun game and you could just play it for hours. Then I have Majora's Mask on the N64. I actually have the Majora's Mask 3DS. It's really cool. I drove 100 miles per hour on a small highway to get that. But don't tell my mom. But no, I'm kidding. And then I have Black Ops just because it got me into shooters.
Zombies was so awesome.
Yeah. I have Skyward Sword just because we didn't do a Wii list. We were going to, but honestly, we just couldn't really think of enough for it. And then I have Borderlands 2 because
Yes.
who doesn't love Borderlands 2? You gotta love Handsome Jack and just fucking what Butt Stallion. Like, Claptrap is my favorite. As I've stated in previous podcasts, I love me some Claptrap.
Have you played the pre-sequel yet?
I've played like half of it.
You need to.
It's good, but I feel like there's something just kind of missing that 2K Australia didn't hit that 2K, the regular one that made 1 and 2, just hit on the head.
I don't know.
It just felt like there was a small piece missing for me.
Like,
it was a really good game. I need to go through and actually beat it because I'm like maybe a third of the way through.
Yeah, I finished it a couple weeks ago because I got the Handsome Jack collection.
I did too. I just never.
Yeah, the jetpacks are so fun.
Oh,
the air packs.
Yeah, I really like that, but like I like the mechanics of shooting off people's oxygen masks because it makes me feel cool. But
yeah. All right, for my honorable mentions, of course, Half-Life 2. That's a great game. And then I had the same as you. I had Borderlands 2, and then Halo 2 was on there because
yeah, Halo 2 is
it
just
has
a
to be.
classic.
I didn't put that on the regular Xbox just because that was more of I played that by myself.
Yeah, and we tried to stick to like one title per franchise. I forgot to say that earlier, but that's why. Because honestly, for me, it'd be like Zelda, 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 Fallout, Zelda, Oblivion, Skyrim.
All right, another one is Marvel's Ultimate Alliance. Like,
I completely forgot about that.
that was a really fun game.
I remember that was my first 360 game. It came with it. I just remember again, like with the new console and the bump in graphics, which the current gen that we're on now actually didn't bump it up too much.
No, not really. I mean, the frame rate.
Bring up 4K. But I just remember looking at the screen. I was like, "There's no fucking way."
It had like all the characters too.
Yeah.
Like back then, I loved Nightcrawler so much, and it had him, and it had Iceman. I was like,
Did that have Ant-Man?
No, I don't believe so.
No wonder I never beat it.
And then the last one, I don't know why I love this game so much. Lego Marvel Superheroes. Like,
did you unlock Stanley?
I did. I unlocked everyone. I 100% of that game.
Oh my gosh. That you have to get every golden brick in that game.
Yeah, it took me 48 hours to do. Like, that's my total playtime on it.
I was actually thinking about doing a giveaway of that on my channel. So if you want to, get a free copy of that, put something in the comments and let me know. And check out my giveaway right now because it's only got like 3 entries. And if it stays like that, I don't know if I want to do another giveaway. I mean, I will if people want that because it's, I could do it on any system. It's like $20.
Yeah, but then sometimes it goes on sale for like $5.
Well, they don't need to know that. Shh. If you want it, let me know.
And that's all.
Okay. So, I mean, that's everything we have for today. We might do an updated list at some time. Me and the Lonely Nerd might talk it over. We might do a handheld one, stuff like that. So stay posted. Watch our other episodes of One Up Weekly. Watch my other channels that are non-podcast style, or my other videos, not my other channels. And keep on stacking up those extra lives. Peace.